Greetings. This is Skyler Saunders saying, "What's current?" Luigi. I wasn't going to talk too much about it. I talked to him a few days ago, but I saved it for today to really try to assess exactly what this thing is all about, what is this whole thing is. And I have put in the title, is the Sopranos like, it just seems like an episode out of the Sopranos. It seems like I don't know, I haven't read the books, so I can't say, but it seems like a beach read thriller novel. It just how it's all coming together. He's an Ivy League student. Oh, he's brilliant. He's a genius. He's got good looks. He's very smart and everything. This was a black kid. Come on, let's be real. Let's not kid around. This isn't. I'm making it racial, because if this was a black young man that pulled the trigger, he'd be the pariah of all time. He'd be worse than Diddy, of course, because Diddy doesn't have any murder charges. He just has the RICO charge. But beyond that, I mean, this is just this is a special case right now. So I say Luigi Mangione should be freed. He should be free. Salute, I'm not saying that I'm just saying that he's innocent. He's innocent right now. He's completely innocent. He's in prison in Pennsylvania. He can have what's called bean pizza for Christmas, but that's about it. That's all that's happening. Nothing else is happening with his case. Beyond his lawyer actually has a connection to Diddy. His lawyer is the wife of Diddy's lawyer, Angafilio. So Angafilo. There's people with these names, I swear. It's like they try to do it on purpose. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna have an outrageous name just to be difficult and have people say my name wrong and stuff like that. It's very strange. It's very weird. It's a weird thing, but yeah, people are making him into what they call a quote unquote folk hero. He shouldn't be a hero at all. He should be nobody's hero. But people are now saying, oh, well, I wouldn't want him to kill somebody, but I can understand. Like, really? See, he murdered this man and on the street. Didn't Trump say something like that when he was first elected, before he was elected the first time in 2016, 2015? He said he can shoot somebody on 5th Avenue and still be elected president. Well, this guy shot a man on, I think, Broadway or Broad Street, or one of the streets in Manhattan, and he's getting love and support and praise from people, from little teeny boppers on up to grown adults. That's the sad part. That's what's so distressing. That reality. And that's something that we have to deal with. We have to deal with the fact that the healthcare system is broken because of government. Nobody who goes after the politicians and all the people that are running the different agencies that oversee Medicare and Medicaid and Social Security. Why don't we ever go at them? Nobody ever thinks, oh, do you think it could be a government official? Do you think it could be the government behind all this? Salute, Black Cuddy. I'm looking for that donation. It's a fundraiser Sunday. It's a fundraiser Sunday. I'm looking for that donation, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Salute to you. Are you working today or are you off today? Is this your off day, or what's happening on a Sunday, Black Cuddy? Yeah, so he is in a different zone. He's in a different place. He's in a totally different realm. And people are making they have the jokes like how Timmy Chalamet is going to play him in the movie and everything. Just little stuff like that, just trying to lighten it, but it's really heavy. People talk about how the insurance companies are just after profits over people. Really? And I'm getting this from Dr. Jerome Brook. Check out his broadcast. Jerome Brooks show. He said, and he's a financier. He's a doctor in finances. So I'm just going to take his word for it. He said that healthcare companies get paid, have a 6% profit margin compared to other companies like Apple, who has 25% profit margin. That's a tremendous difference. So it's like you say, oh, the greedy, insurance companies, all they want to do is take your money and kill you. They just want to see people die. They'll deny your claims. They'll deny everything like that. How horrific and horrible that is. Nobody ever mentions the government. Nobody. Nobody ever says, oh, it's just the politicians. It's definitely the politicians. No, it's the greedy CEOs. It's the greedy executives. It's all those people that they just want to get their money. And oh, sweet government. They want to protect us. They just want to be, well, they're not protecting us. That's their main job. That's their sole role, is to protect individual rights. And I have to put the individual before rights, because there's some, well, there's human rights and women's rights and dogs' rights, and of course there's no dog rights, but there's gay rights. It's just rights. But you have to say individual rights to denote that you're talking about individualism. Okay. Black Cuddy says, off day in church, last row, upper balcony. Well, don't get caught by the Lord now. Jesus is watching. He's watching this very broadcast. He's watching this broadcast. I'm getting louder now. I get pissed off sometimes, but yeah. So I will get quieter. I was quiet at the beginning. I should have been quiet the whole time, but it just riles me up. I get real passionate when I talk about what the government should be and should not be. The government should not be, little bean counters. Yeah, apparently. They shouldn't be little going around tisk tisk tisk. Don't eat that. Don't drink that. Don't do that. Don't shoot that. Don't live there. Don't do there. Do all these things, instead of protecting us from actual criminals and terrorists and stuff like that. That's the difference. That's what I'm talking about. That's the main draw of what I'm saying. But that idea of he being a folk hero, that is just disgusting. That is disturbing. How we've stooped so low as a culture to even allow such talk, to even allow such kind of brazen, disturbing and ugly way of speech. That is horrific. He murdered this man, allegedly. Let me say that, allegedly. He is suspected of killing this man. So we have to say, I want to make sure I get this right. Luigi. He's got a high profile in New York. He's got a high profile New York attorney. That's the one I was talking about. Angefilo. Karen Friedman and Agnifilo. Excuse me. Agnifilo. Who was married to Diddy's lawyer. That's the connection there. So I got two people watching, two people likes. Totally different from yesterday. I thought today was going to be the cash. I thought today was going to be the breadwinner. But I'm apparently wrong for that. Yeah, Luigi. Let's just call him Mangione. Mangione. I don't want to too familiarize him. Saying Luigi like he's my buddy. Like, oh, that's my pal Luigi. Let's say current inmate Mangione. It just seems like it's very cliche to me. He seems very Italian, super Italian. His mother was Italian, his father's Italian. He's Italian. It seems like he's gonna get the chicken parm on Christmas. He's gonna eat the Christmas instead of the Christmas other opposite alternate the bean pizza. Three likes. I'm not mad. 3 likes. I got up to 22 likes yesterday. People must be in church right now. Black Cuddy. Black Cuddy people must be in church. Maybe this wasn't the best time. Maybe I'll come back later. I'll see what happens. But he was saying this whole case is just layered with nonsense. It's just evil and terrible and awful. It's just awful the way he's being like held up. How do you hold somebody up when he's that despicable? In New York City, some people are angry and feel the same way. CEO of the MTA, overcharging citizens just over around. Yeah, but that's the thing though. That's the government. That's the government doing that. If you privatize everything but the military, the law courts, and the police, you will find a much better way of living. And Trump has got even a plan to get rid of the U.S. Postal Service, USPS, United States Postal Service. So I would say do that. Get rid of the Postal Service. Making sure it's privatized. And then get ready to privatize Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. You know, for people that are boomers, they get their benefits. Everybody in the boomers get the benefits. For Generation X, okay, so well before the boomers, was that the GI generation? GI generation, they get their full benefits. Boomers get their full benefits. Generation X, they get a percentage less. Millennials get a percentage less. Zoomers get a percentage less. And Alpha probably will not get anything. That's what I got to say about that. But I don't want to get straight out too far because that still has to do. I guess I didn't stray too far because that still has to do with the healthcare system. It's broken. It is completely broken, and it's terrible because for every $50 spent on healthcare, 51 cents is spent on the government. The government spends 51 cents on the dollar. That's not good. That's not good at all. Not even, that's too light of a word. That's too weak of a word. That's evil. That's atrocious. That's nasty. That's an ugly thing. When you have people that are trying to get the best care for themselves, they're trying to get the best, possible care. They want to have that possible for them. They want to have those, those necessities and the care. And that will be freed up if the government gets out of the way and people stop demonizing CEOs, stop demonizing executives, stop demonizing these companies that actually are functioning and doing a service to the human beings, to individuals. I saw, cartoons. They got cartoons of people they show, a guy holding a gun up and shooting a guy and underneath it says that's murder. And it shows a stack of people with unpaid medical bills or something like that. Or I can't remember exactly what it said, but it was like had to do with getting their prescription filled or unfilled prescriptions or something like that. And the guy's just sitting there with his feet up on the desk, counting money, got a cigar in his mouth, I think, and he's just counting the money, and that's also murder. And first of all, that's just a it's reserved exactly for what it is. It's a cartoon because that's not how they function. That's not how people like Mr. Thompson. Let me make sure I got his name. Brian. hardly name his name. Brian Thompson. So that's just the reality of all of this. That's the truth. That's what's going on in this world. That's the facts. Brian Thompson made $10 million a year. That is a lot of money. Let's not kid ourselves. That's a good chunk of change. He probably will see $4 million of that after taxes, after expenses and things of that nature, and it'll be whittled down to $4 million probably, most likely. But that's his $4 million he earned. And but like I said, with Apple, look at Apple. The CEO of Apple, there's only one CEO. I don't think they have any different arms. But the CEO, Tim Cook, is a billionaire. He has billions of dollars. It's a different game altogether. It's a totally different game. So you can't demonize the medical professions, that the privatized side. You can't demonize them because they're trying to make a buck. That's the whole point. They're trying to make money. And that's not evil. That's good. That's a good thing. Tony Starks, what you think about Trump saying he will give police full immunity? You give me $10 and I'll be able to tell that to you. Hold on. I always forget. My God. Because this sucks. See, it's always a give and a take. You get more viewers sometimes. Like today, I didn't get as many viewers. Yesterday, I got over 1,000 viewers. But today doesn't look like I'm going into 1,000 viewer range. People must be at church, I guess. I'm looking up my number, my name now. This isn't AMA, folks. You can't just say, "Oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? What do you think about giving me $10 and maybe I'll answer it? How about that? Give me $10. Who's that? Tony Starks, Ghostface Killer, Iron Man, Tony Starks. Okay, okay, but the Mangione case is all about how he was supposedly elevated. He was elevated. People are cheering him on, clapping for him. They got a GoFundMe page already for him, giving him money and raising dollars for his bond and all that, which I'm for. Free him, free Mangione, inmate Mangione. Matter of fact, free Luigi. Let me just say that. Free Luigi. Free Luigi. He's an innocent man. Free Luigi. But yeah, so it just he's fighting extradition. He doesn't want to go. He's all hemmed up. He's holding up Happy Meals. So the man, he supports major corporations. Let's not get that twisted. He was at a Starbucks. He was at a McDonald's, two of the biggest, reviled corporations in America. It's so ironic. It's so weird. This is how these goofy stories play out. He was at the Starbucks. Then he spotted at McDonald's. That's how he was apprehended. It's just so weird. It's just so strange. He was charged and arraigned on 5 Pennsylvania offenses, including forgery, falsely identifying himself, and carrying a gun without a license. Those are, his charges in Pennsylvania. Wait till he gets the charges in New York. They charged him with second-degree murder in connection with last week's brazen killing of Thompson in Midtown Manhattan. But that seems like it's going to be thrown away. Second-degree murder is like if you're going into a house and somebody comes up to you and they have a baseball bat and you shoot them in their face and they die. That's second-degree murder because you're not looking forward to killing them. You're looking forward to robbing them and taking their possessions. So, with this case, he's probably going to get first-degree murder. I can imagine that. He was denied bail, is fighting extradition, and will remain in a Pennsylvania jail. He is set to plead not guilty to all charges. His attorney, Thomas Dickey, in News Nation on Tuesday, told News Nation on Tuesday. This is the quote. This is how goofy it is. This is like Sopranos meets, Ted Bundy slash, what's his name? The Unabomber. That's another one. But Ted Kaczynski. Yeah, this is all of that mixed up in one. This is wild. Texas says go back to Jesus. You tell 10,000 people about me. I'll go back to Jesus. I'll quickly go back to Jesus. You just tell 10,000 people about me. This is from the Independent. This is from a UK paper, so they're covering. This is global. Police said they found a 3-page manifesto in Mangione's possession where he was arrested, which suggests he has an ill will towards corporate America. The irony, right? Or is he being facetious? Let's step back a minute. Let's step back. He's being facetious, right? He's showing off the Happy Meals. Oh, the Happy Meals, that's a symbol of capitalism and of, how ugly the system can be. How disgusting he is when he says that. Or that's what he must be, thinking. But then he of course, he's at coffee, he has Starbucks. And the espressos, oh my God, they're taking it from the Italian culture. They're like they're like Olive Garden, They're not the official. They're not the real thing. They're corporatized. They're here to make money. They're here to exploit the users, to make people hooked on their coffee. I mean, it just amazes me how disgusting and disturbing, and it's him, and it's also we at large. Our society, would back him, would support him, would give him his diligence, his backing. It continues. The handwritten document speaks to both his motivation and mindset, said the NYPD Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch. It reportedly said these parasites had it coming. And I do apologize for any strife and trauma, but it had to be done, according to CNN, who cited a police official who has seen the document. A to-do list was also found inside a spiral notebook that was gleaned from the suspect, along with other evidence at the Altoona McDonald's on Monday, a law enforcement source told CNN. This kind of reminds me of Atlas Shrugged in a way. It's like the reverse of it, though. It's like instead of draining the country of its CEOs and top executives and stuff like that, it's like killing them. It's like taking them out. It's like that's why they had personal profiles taken down, addresses taken down from various websites. Numerous CEOs are taking different routes to work now, and that's all very respectable. I respect that because they're looking out for their lives. They're being selfish. That's good. They're being individualistic. They're looking out for their well-being. That's a good thing. So I would definitely recommend that people do that. That's a very good thing because This could be some kind of, ball rolling, pause. But this could be, this could go down the mountain and avalanche, have a snowball effect. As who should, Divine Seven? As who should? As they should. As who should what, Divine Seven? As who should what? And why? I'll let you answer that. All right, it continues. A to-do list was also found inside a spiral notebook that was gleaned from the suspect, along with other evidence at the Altoona McDonald's on Monday, a law enforcement source told CNN. Mangione apparently molded the idea of using a bomb in Manhattan and his alleged plot to kill the United Health CEO, the source said. He allegedly decided against using the bomb as it could kill innocents and instead opted for a more targeted approach to kill the CEO at his own bean counting conference. See? They call CEOs and executives and leaders the bean counters. I didn't even read that yet. I didn't even know that was going to be in this article. But the real bean counters are the government. They shouldn't be counting beans. They should be protecting rights. That's what their whole goal should be. No, they're too busy rounding up people for drug offenses. Meanwhile, we have 9/11, and we have Boston Marathon bombings, and we have people getting shot in the street and killed because the government failed to protect them. Mangione was aware the United Healthcare was holding an investors conference in Midtown Manhattan around the time Thompson was shot dead, according to Kinney. He added that the suspect mentioned in the list that he was going to the conference site. Just 2 weeks before the United Health CEO was gunned down in Manhattan, Mangione's mother, Kathleen, reported him missing to the San Francisco police on November 18th, a source told the San Francisco Standard. Now, she reported him missing, but he's of age. He's a man now. Is he over 18? He's over 18, so that's weird that she called him missing. The suspect had previously suffered from debilitating chronic back pain and underwent major surgery for it in 2023. And in the months after, had lost touch with friends and family and acquaintances, told the New York Times. R.J. Martin, a friend of Mangione and a spokesperson of Surf Break, a co-living space in Honolulu where Mangione lived for about 6 months until April 2022, told the newspaper that the suspect had moved to Hawaii in a bid to get as healthy as possible in advance of the operation. His spine was kind of misaligned, Martin said. He said his lower vertebrae were almost like a half-inch off. I think it pinched a nerve. Sometimes he'd be doing well and other times not. In the months after allegedly undergoing surgery in 2023, Mangione lost touch with his friends and relatives, according to police sources' accounts from the friends and social media posts. This just seems so. It just seems so TV, movie, novel. Well, that's in the wrong order. I mean, sometimes the novel after the TV, but novel, TV, movie. It just the plot lines, the characters. It just seems so off. It seems so off base. Nobody has heard from you in months, one seemingly concerned social media user tweeted on X page in October. An early post from July read, I don't know if you are okay or you're just in a super isolated place, having no service, but I haven't heard from you in months. Valedictorian at private school and Ivy League educated. Mangione attended the Gilman School in Baltimore, a private all-boys school, where he was valedictorian in 2016. The New York Times first reported tuition at that school is $37,690 per year. Okay? Mangione gave a speech where he described his class as coming up with new ideas and challenged the world around it. Seems pretty pedestrian to me. That's usually the case. According to his apparent LinkedIn profile, Mangione has a bachelor's and master's degree from the University of Pennsylvania. A former classmate told the Independent that he never gave off that Unabomber vibe in his college days. I didn't read it. I didn't read this story. I'm just reporting on it now. I didn't read this story before. I just talked about the Unabomber though, didn't I? He has a Ted Bundy, Ted Kaczynski kind of like combination kind of going on. You know, he's that weird kind of and who was the killer? Who was the murderer? Timothy McVeigh. He has that, you know, white boy kind of idea about him. Seek Jesus and duck the devil. What does that mean? Why do I have to seek Jesus? And why is Jesus immaterial? Why is Jesus not real? Why is Jesus not a truth? Why, you know, you have to give me reasons to seek Jesus if you're telling me something that's not real. Like Jesus. Jesus may have walked the earth, but even just his ideals were completely irrational and corrupt. So, and I am the devil, by the way. Nice to meet you. Hope you guessed my name. Woo woo. So, oh, it gets better. Mangione gave, okay, according to a Facebook profile matching the name of the person of interest offers a glimpse into their life with photos of friends on the beach in Mexico, exploring the California coast, and going to soccer matches. Mangione hails from a prominent Baltimore area family, the Baltimore Banner reports. Yeah, their parents own businesses. It says his grandparents, Nicholas Mangione Sr. and Mary Mangione, were real estate developers, money, with interest in country clubs, nursing homes, and a radio station. That's money, money, money. Maryland Republican State Delegate Nino Mangione is a cousin of the arrested man. Mangione appears to have left a positive review for the Unabomber's manifesto online earlier this year and praised the killer as a political revolutionary. An account under the name on the book review website Goodreads, which also matches photos of the suspect on other social media platforms, gave Ted Kaczynski's book a 4-star review in January. Like, really, my nigga? Seriously? Really? Every time I think we're making progress, I think I get swept into the world of objectivism and objective hate. I'm like, yeah, we're making strides, we're making progress, and we're getting there, and then like, bang, literally a shot in the dark, and everything just shifts. It just, like, my mind state stays the same, but my viewpoint shifts in a sense. The way I look at things kind of shifts. Even though I'm still maintaining objectivism, I'm still maintaining objective hate, and my own philosophy I'll release when I'm 40. It's just amazing. It really is amazing in a negative sense, because we're so wrapped up in capitalism is evil. We're down with the capitalists. Down with the capitalists. They're stealing everybody's money. They're kleptocrats. They're terrible. They're horrible. They're like Donald Trump. Like, every capitalist is represented by Donald Trump or something like that. And Donald Trump is no capitalist. He's a mercantilist at best. That is the facts. All right, so let me see. It says, clearly written by a mathematics prodigy, reads like a series of lemmas on the question of 21st century of quality of life. The review reads, it's easy to quickly and thoughtless and thoughtless write this off as the manifesto of a lunatic in order to avoid facing some of the uncomfortable problems it identifies. But it's simply impossible to ignore how prescient many of his predictions about modern society turned out, the review continues. Kaczynski's brother David said on Tuesday that he hopes that Mangione did not view his sibling as a role model. I think it's a little too late for that. I think he completely was bought and sold by the ideas of Ted Kaczynski. And speaking of Ted Kaczynski, is he even alive? I think he's dead. I think he died. Let me make sure. Yeah, he died. June 10, 2023, last year. He hanged himself. Or hung himself, I don't know how to say it. The shoelace from a handicap ramp. Wow. And that's interesting too. He had the shoelace. Where'd he get the shoelace? I've been in and out of psychiatric wards. I have 0 viewers right now though. I love this. I don't know what the hell. I have no idea how to control this. I have no idea how to do this. I had up to 40 viewers. I had 1,000, over 1,000 views yesterday. I'm coming on with strong content, and I'm getting 1, 6, 8, 0. You know. All right, I'll roll with it. But like I said, I've always had my shoelaces taken. Had them always taken from me when I was admitted in the psychiatric wards. I don't know how he got that, but that's something totally different. Let me see. All right, I'm gonna continue on with the story. His actions are like a virus, he told NBC News. So exactly, that's somebody saying it. Many factors go into a person's motivation that they are drastically act like this. And I hope my brother wasn't, in a way, a key model for him. Investigators combed through hundreds of hours of video from multiple sources to find the crucial screenshot that linked them to the person of interest, Kenny told the press conference. NYPD quickly issued surveillance images of the suspect unmasked and smiling the day after Thompson was fatally shot. It emerged that the clear surveillance images of the person of interest where he is smiling came from a flirtatious moment with a female employee at the hostel where he was being believed to be staying. They were having a flirtatious moment and pulls it down, and he gives a big smile, and that one informal moment between two human beings remains at this moment the most significant clue to date in this whole case. Former NYPD Deputy Commissioner for Intelligence and Counterterrorism John Miller told CBS News last week. Over the weekend, police released a new image of the person of interest in the back of a taxi wearing a face mask. I'm just saying. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. This seems very Sopranos-like. I mean, this is what Italian Americans try to, try to not deny, but they deny, depose, and what was it? Deny, defend, and depose. But not deny, defend, and depose, but they try to like really stray away from, like try to keep away from and downplay and not and initiate show that they're like, I guess, his grandparents, and that he himself, before he murdered somebody allegedly, he became a murder suspect. They try to say, Sopranos was an awful depiction of Italian Americans. Italian Americans aren't all attached to the mob and the mafia and stuff like that, and the Cosa Nostra BS and all that. They live full lives. They're business people. They're loving human beings. They care about themselves. They care about their families. And then something like this happens, like, oh well, yeah, well, there's another Italian going, making a hit, bada bing, bada boom, it's like corny. It's like sad. It's really sad that he has to go down this route of being an absolute, reject from society. It's sad. It's like there was a killer that I can't remember his name, but I'm gonna look it up real quick. It was a guy. I'm trying to think of him. Somebody used "We the Living" by Ayn Rand as a point of saying, completely misusing and abusing Ayn Rand's message of individualism, struggling against collectivism, and sometimes winning, sometimes losing. But I'm not going to give away the spoiler. There was someone, but anyway, why can't there be a rational one of these? Why can't there be an actual rational human being? What I'm doing is just what I'm doing. This is all I can do. This is all I've done. This is all I've been doing. This is all I'm going to continue to do. But where's the one person that stands up and says, look, we're for capitalism. We're not for socialism, fascism, communism, any ism besides individualism and capitalism, mainly egoism. That's all we're about. That's all we're about. And to say that we should take into account the many, too many people who arise out of frustration, out of anger, out of vitriol, out of just disgustingness. That is the saddest part about all of this. That's the saddest part, because people aren't rising up and saying, hey, let me save the world based on Atlas Shrugged as much. They're having many CEOs and executives and just, laymen and people, and like myself, just, unprofessional, no college degree, no school besides high school, military experience. But I'm pushing Ayn Rand's ideas as a positive, as a greatness, as an enriching element in people's lives. Mangione, Luigi, let's say Luigi. I promise I'll say Luigi. Luigi is really he's taking on a whole different aspect of all this. He's taking on a whole different way of conveying this to himself and to others. Obviously, to Brian Thompson, he conveyed a lot to him. He took his life, allegedly, suspectedly. And it's just a sad situation. Very, very sad. Because it didn't have to happen. It didn't have to go down like this. So, if we have one thing to say about all this, it's just to say that we are engaged in something that is even further from what we understand. So further than what we have. So I just say that capitalism is the only rational, human, proper way of living, and it extends beyond economics. It's obviously part of economics, but it goes upon individual rights and property rights especially. It should be protected by government. I'd like to thank everybody that came in today. I appreciate you, and I will see you sometime, maybe later today, so I can get some more views. I'll see you later. Take care.